I swear, if I'm like decimals off. I'm GC3. This is the first time I have ever seen that on my screen. Okay, so today's video is going to be slightly different than normal. If you didn't figure out from the title, I'm going to be going over how I progressed throughout the ranks all the way up to GC3. And at the time of recording this, I do have a cold, so sorry in advance if my voice varies a bit throughout the video. I spent a lot of time editing this video. If you enjoy it, then subscribe, leave a like, comment, you know the drill. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. When did I first download the game? I first played the game on my birthday on the 3rd of March 2017 on the Xbox One. And it was great, I loved it, but there was one issue. I didn't have Xbox Live Gold. So skip a few months ahead and then I finally get Xbox Live Gold for the first time. My first season, for some reason, I only played 2 competitive games of Rank 3s and then I just played casual. Rocket League wasn't my main game at the time, it was COD Black Ops 3. But I remember, for some reason, when I started playing Rocket League Online, I started by playing a lot of Dropshot, which, looking back on it, actually probably helped a lot with my ranks. And this is where you might take something away from the video. If you're new to Rocket League or just haven't ever bothered with the extra game modes, you may not know what Dropshot is. Dropshot is an extra game mode where instead of having normal goals, you have to break holes in a floor of tiles and score in the ground instead. Here's some gameplay which is a few months old and about a GC1 lobby. As you can see, you need to be quick, have good boost management, and be able to aerial. This is good because it meant that even when I was a low rank, I was already pushing myself to learn things like aerials and simple wall reads and just using the walls. So then let's talk about the next few seasons. Season 6 I got my first rank, which was gold. And then season 7 I didn't get a rank, and then season 8 I didn't actually play at all. So now we move on to season 9. As you can see, season 9 I had a lot of improvement. I still remember in that January of 2019 I said to myself that this is going to be my main game and one day I'm going to be GC. From there my ranks just kept going up. You may have noticed I ranked up, yet I played significantly less games in season 10 than I did season 9. And here's why. In season 10 I spent a lot more time in free play and in custom training than in matches. And you may ask yourself, what was I doing and why? Well, let me explain. I started off by learning air dribbles, only simple ones because at the time I was only diamond and this was 2019. But I'd hit it up the wall, leave a gap, then go for a few touches on the ball and then yeah, just hit it straight in, just like you're seeing right now. This really helped me rank up because it got me on the walls more, which at the time my opponents weren't doing, and it made my car control better in the air, but it also improved my car control in general. I then learnt ceiling shots too, same again, so I'd hit it to the wall, then I'd leave a gap, pop it to the ceiling, and then fall from the ceiling and just use my flip and hit it in. They both help with car control and boost management, and I would 100% recommend you try learning them if you can't do them already. Because as I've progressed through the ranks, there's one thing I've noticed which has stayed the same throughout. And that one thing is the element of surprise. Obviously these aren't recent clips, I was hitting nothing like this in Diamond, but if you catch your opponent off guard, whether that's a flip reset, or a double touch, or some form of air dribble, or a flick, and yeah, you get the idea. If they're not expecting you to do something, then chances are that they won't be able to save it, because they're just not prepared for it at all. For example, if a gold managed to do a pinch like this, in a game, I don't think the opponents would expect it. Obviously, I don't think a gold can quite do that, but you get the idea. If you manage to learn mechanics which most other people your rank can't do, then you're already one step ahead of them. So, season 11, as you can see, nothing really changed. In season 12, I hit champ 2 for the first time, which I was pretty happy about. Been playing the game more than ever, and I was loving it. Same again with season 13. Playing a lot, loving it, and I was now champ 3. One rank away from my goal. Grand Champion. So, season 14. It started the exact same time that COVID got bad and we got sent home from school for an indefinite amount of time. I obviously did 100% of the work and everything, but that's beside the point. It meant I had plenty of time to devote to the game. Okay, so let's look at my ranks for season 14. But first, go to the comments and guess which playlists I got GC in. I'll give you 3 seconds. Okay, so here are my ranks for season 14. It was a very long season, it lasted 9 whole months, which is how I managed to play over 1,000 games of 2s. On the 5th of July 2020, I hit Grand Champ for the very first time. For some reason, I can't find a proper screenshot, so this is from my Instagram story of that day. And then, within 2 days, I was already 16-20, which is the equivalent of winning 11 games in a row and not losing a single one. So yeah, I was playing out of my mind. Hitting GC for the first time was such a good feeling. The fact that I'd put over 1,000 hours into the game, and I'm now the highest rank possible. Also, I thought, at the end of Season 14, Epic Games bought Psyonix, which means they're in complete control of Rocket League, and they added a new rank into the game, SSL. Because of this, and because Epic Games were making Rocket League free, I decided to buy a PC. The specs weren't the best, but they were good enough for Rocket League, and they were good enough to stream, so I was happy. But here's the big question, what do I do now? And the answer is actually quite simple. Now, I just play the game. I'm quite a goal-driven person, and so my goal from now is to hit SSL, or to give it its proper name, Supersonic Legend. Since Season 14, there has been 2 full seasons, and we're currently in the 3rd. At the time of recording this video, I'm GC2 Division 3 in both 1s and 2s. I recently peaked at 1747, which is Grand Champ 3 Division 2. It's my highest I've ever been, and that means it's the closest to SSL that I've ever been. On another note, we ignore my 3s, I don't like 3s, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, if you look at the ranks from the past 2 seasons, I have been improving, so hopefully I'll get SSL within the next few seasons. Okay, so let's talk about how, or at least how I think, I improved. If you look on the screen here, you can see that I played a lot more 1s in Season 2 than I did Season 1, and that's very clearly reflected in my 1s ranks, as you can see. In my opinion, playing 1s is probably the best way to improve your base mechanics. This is because 1s forces you to do everything correctly, otherwise it's a goal. Because you can't rely on your teammate to make up for your mistakes because, well, it's 1v1, you don't have a teammate. Another thing which I feel like helped me improve was flip resets. Nowadays you can see plats hitting them, but for some reason, from my experience at least, they're super underutilized in GC. Things like flip reset musty double touches. Yes, it sounds super complicated and, well, it's not easy, but if you can get them consistent, which most GCs with enough practice could easily get it down, are super effective because they're so unexpected. But even things as simple as a couple of touches and then use your flip to hit it in, for some reason, even in GC2 lobbies, no one even expects it. Yeah, let's recap the main points of the video. Number 1, practice freestyle mechanics as it will improve your control no matter what. Number 2, just play 1s. I know it might not be fun, but it will help, I promise. Number 3, just try to be unexpected, because if your opponents aren't expecting something, it'll be a lot harder for them to save it. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. No clue how well this is going to do because it's not my usual style, but I put a lot of hours into editing this, so please, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. But yeah, thank you for watching.